So I would like to break down and share with you guys how I overcame my fear of getting on a plane and traveling to another country by myself. Because I had fears of traveling years ago, and I traveled with a friend. We went to Poland and we went to Prague, and with another two friends, I went to Spain and I went to Germany, Cologne. But I still had this fear, and it was making me feel bad that I didn't do it on my own. I wanted to be accountable, learn how to walk on my own. So what I done was I approached it the same way I approach most of the fears that I face. I broke it down into steps rather than trying to do everything in one go in my head. So what I did was, obviously I got my passport ready, changed my money up, and I got my clothes ready, packed it in a bag, did a bit of research about what train I need to get, to get to the airport. So I broke it down in steps, and I didn't focus on the whole thing because it would have just overwhelmed me. And the main goal for me was getting everything ready, passport, leaving my house at the right time, a bit earlier, so I can get there on time and not stress about being late. So I did that. Once I got to the airport, that was the most nerve-wracking bit for me personally. Then I broke it down. I asked the assistant, what way do I go? And then showed them my tickets. They told me, got there, found out what time the flight was, what time the gate was, and then kind of composed myself. I wasn't that scared of getting on the plane. I was surprised. So that's how I did it. I broke it down, and I will say, the days before traveling, I went to the gym, I worked out. Working out always calms me down, it calms my nerves down, it gets my mindset sharp. So that's really how I did it, and I turned fear into excitement. And I reminded myself that if I don't face this fear, I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life. It's taken me a long time already. I want to be excited, and also I want to face this fear not just for me, but so I can inspire my clients. And it feels great that I can make a YouTube video now, because I couldn't make a video before for you guys on how to overcome anxiety with traveling solo to another country, because I've never done it, and I'm not going to teach what I haven't done. It wouldn't be honest. Now that I have done it, it feels great. So I always feel like when we face fear, we don't just do it for ourselves, we do it so we can help the next person, because there's always someone that has the same fear that you do or I do that we've overcome, and we can help them. And that's really how you add value to people. People always ask me, how can I add value to people, Johnny, in business or just in my life? By helping them to overcome their fears, or by being kind, which is kind of the same thing in different ways. So that's how I've done it, guys. Now, obviously, easier said than done. Easy to say it on a video, but emotionally, mentally, it was quite challenging. But once I got to the airport, I was surprised how calm I was. I was surprised how I adapted my social skills in new situations. And that's because I've done a lot of practice of facing fear anyway. So anyone can do it 100%. So if you've got a fear and anxiety of traveling, take this advice, break it down, rehearse what you've got to do. You've got time to prepare. So I wouldn't just leave it till the day before and then try and pack bags, get your passport, find out, what coach needs to go to the airport, because that's too overwhelming. Do it a couple of days before, maybe a week before. Go on Google, make sure you know the prices, the flights, the train, the transport. That way you cover everything. And sometimes I get my phone out in notes, and I write notes down, and I do a checklist, and it helps me to calm down and get all the busyness out of my head and the overthinking onto paper, and then I can apply it. So I have a very action-orientated mindset, very practical, raw approach when it comes to facing fear. Because that's really the only way that you can overcome it, by doing it in practice. But yeah, once you do it, it's not as bad as you think. And you will grow, you will learn and get better at it, all right? So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll speak to you guys soon. Fearless.